In today's episode, I need a new monitor. Immediately. Tom and Jerry? IRL. Not sure what this knob does. Hello, IT, have you tried turning it on? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I need a new monitor. Immediately. I was not directly involved in this story, but me stepping out of office a bit early played a role in what transpired. My coworker buddy was the one that ended up in the crosshairs. Also, this story is from about 3 years ago, so the quotes are paraphrases. It was a pretty typical day at the office, but I had to leave an hour early to catch a quarterly meeting for one of the amateur radio groups I am involved with. Before I left, I asked my coworker if he thought I should send out an all-staff email blast about me being out of office, but as it was only going to be an hour, he didn't really see the point. Of course, about 10 minutes after I had left, my desk phone started ringing, and someone was repeatedly trying to call me. A few minutes after the last phone call attempt, our story subject stormed over to the IT office and demanded to know where the heck I was, and wanted to know why I was not answering my phone. I should note that every office employee had every other employee's extension and department available. Additionally, there were email groups and a ticketing system that users were instructed to use if they had problems, so me being gone an hour early was in no way making a significant impact to the coverage in the IT department in the last hour of the workday. My buddy explained that I had left early for a meeting and that he was available to assist. Upon hearing that, she started demanding that she get a new monitor because hers was broken. It was working all day but just quit and is showing nothing but black, so it has to be broken. My buddy does his best to calm the lady's hysterics, and finally convinces her for him to at least lay eyes on it before he provides a replacement to her. Upon walking to her cubicle, it was immediately apparent what the problem was. My buddy walked over, pulled the sticky note off the power button, turned the monitor back on and told her that she had accidentally turned it off when adding yet another sticky note to the monitor bezel. Of course, crazy ladies will be crazy, and her response to hearing that was an immediate, "No, I didn't. That note isn't mine." Of course, anyone would see that she was lying, as all four sides of both of her monitors were covered in sticky notes in the same handwriting, while nobody else in her department did that. My buddy just said, "Of course, whatever you say," and walked quickly back to the IT office before he couldn't hold in his laughter anymore, and where he could message me about what just took place. Tom and Jerry? IRL. Currently working as a level 2.5 helpdesk support at a local convention center. Most of our staff had been working from home ever since COVID hits, and our management decided that it was a great idea for the account staff to bring back the Optiplex 9020 SFFs to work from home. Luckily, there were 2 account staffs, so I only had to bring the PC to their home and help them set it up with VPN and everything twice. So a week later, I received a call from one of the account staff claiming that her mouse just stopped working, so I asked a few basic questions. $me equals me, $as equals account staff. $me, oh, have you accidentally unplugged the mouse or anything? $as, I don't know, I never touched anything at the back of the PC ever since you set it up for me. $me, alright, can you try tracing the cable from the mouse going to the back of the PC? $as, I don't really want to touch the cables behind, it's very dusty, and I'm afraid that I would mess up the thing even further. $me, palm meets face, okay, never mind, I'll come over and have a look. Cue elevator music as I drive 15 minutes to her house. $me, okay, let's see what's going on with your PC. $as, thanks for coming. Hold on, let me tidy up the files on my desk real quick. The moment she opened the door to her home office/room, an orange cat bolted straight out of the room, nearly having a head-on collision with the wall behind me. $me, wait. A cat? No way. Your cat's in a hurry, isn't it? $as, you don't mind him, he likes to run around. I had a hunch that the mouse not working had something to do with the cat, so I immediately got to tracing the mouse USB cable. $me, miss, I think your Tom just killed your Jerry. $as, what do you mean? $me / grabbing the mouse by its cable in one hand, along with the USB head in another ***, there you go. $as, oh now I get it. We both started laughing at my terrible joke. Needless to say, I quickly installed the replacement mouse that I brought over and got her to check if it works. Afterwards, I was rewarded with some egg tarts she had bought earlier. I drove back home after the job with a full stomach and started binge watching Tom and Jerry. Not sure what this knob does. A little background: I spent some years working as a system operator on IBM mainframes for a Scottish bank before graduating to automated operations, writing code to take the drudgery out of my previous job. Just a short tale from the first few months. We had a pair of 370/158s running the production workload on the primary site, and a 370/155 in the secondary site for development. Oh, and a 360/50 in the same room, but I only saw that switched on a few times, once to warm the room in winter because the heating for the building was turned off overnight. These hulking beasts actually had the knobs and switches and flashing lights that you see in old movies featuring computers, except that the lights really represented something, and the knobs and switches made things happen. Case in point, my first mentor, Al, was running me through what all of the knobs, switches and lights were for and came to a particular knob with which he was unfamiliar, possibly because he'd only been there a few months longer than me. Al, I'm not too sure what this does. Turns knob, lights all stop flashing. Oh oops. Turns knob back to its original position, precisely nothing happens. Shit. Time to re-IPL, reboot the mainframe. Too much wailing and gnashing of teeth from developers. The following week. Al, I've been through the manual and found out what this knob does. Turns knob, it stops the system clock. Oh. Al didn't stay long at the bank after that. Hello IT, have you tried turning it on? I'll try to keep this short. Usual disclaimer, I'm not technically IT, I'm just the guy in my area who actually knows how to do basic. Do we really need to call helpdesk troubleshooting? Co-worker Neil started complaining, I don't know what's wrong with this computer. It was working fine earlier, but now it's just a black screen. It won't restart or anything. Me, let me take a look at it. It's worth noting that we use virtual machines through a host service, so someone can be doing something on a machine in one part of the area, go to the other side to do something, and just log into the computer there to continue what they were working on. This matters because the usual cause of a black screen like Neil was complaining about is that the virtual machine login froze, so I use a simple Ctrl-Alt-Del log off to interrupt the stuck login, log the physical machine off, and then the user can just log back in and everything's fine. Well, this time I walked over there and the screen was a different shade of black. Instead of having a little backlight, it was dark. You know what else was dark? The power button. I pushed it. The machine started turning on. Me, it helps to turn the machine on.